Hello, Ellen Petronella here, and welcome to another soft, calming, nervous system reset stitchery video. I didn't have the chance to do my morning stitches this morning, so it's Friday afternoon right now, and I'm just sitting down here in my garden, and I want to bring you along. In case it's the first time you're seeing an embroidered book in this way, do check out the link below this video in the description where I give you a workshop for free showing you exactly how I put my embroidered books together using a hardcover book. I essentially rip the pages out and stitch my fabric pages into it. I've got a couple different ones, and in the last video, in case you saw it, this is my travel stitch journal in which I attach pages with architectural sceneries, wanderlust embroideries that I've stitched through the years. Here we've got some Luxembourg, we've got some France, and what I was working on doing a few stitches in the last video was this baby right here from Spain. I was essentially starting out just patching in. I don't think that's what you say in English, but I used white on white, doing these straight stitches all around the border. And I just love how this sparkle in the sun. Oh, it's the little pleasures, isn't it? And sorry about the mess, by the way. Uh-oh, everything doesn't always look neat like this. Honestly, more often than not, it's a little bit squeezed like that. It's simply because, well, you catch me in action right here. 2026 is my year of bringing you along closer into the process, and just as much as I free stitch in my other stitch journal, which you will see here on the channel as well. Do subscribe to see more about that. But I want to add free stitching into this travel stitch journal as well. So I'm using as the base for the spreads for the pages, as I showed you in the previous video. I'm using patterns I've already stitched, and you can find all of these designs and 100 more in petronellaart.com shop. I'll put the link to that below as well. So the initial idea was to stitch letters, but I want to just feel as free with this book as I am with the other one. And as I started yesterday and before yesterday, I was attaching this piece kind of as a patch. They were using the same fabric base, a cotton duck canvas, and I thought, they just fitted perfectly. I wanted a border that can be visible but still soft and subtle, adding the texture but still not like screaming out of the page. So that's why the white on white came. But as I was doing that, I looked over. This is also from Spain. And I was thinking, I just want to kind of drown this inside garden in plants. And there's something very powerful with Monstera plants. So I started stitching on them just by freehand, completely freehand, letting my needle lead, but using the inspiration of imagining Monstera plants. So that's really what you're seeing here. And I wanted to, bring you along. I didn't have the chance to do my morning stitches this morning. It's Friday afternoon. It's just very peaceful in the garden. I say that, and you might have heard all the wind, but the wind doesn't bother me too much. It does feel very peaceful anyway, and grounding is better done than not at all. So even if it didn't happen this morning, I do get the chance to have 10 minutes right now in the afternoon. I'm sharing this mostly because I know how many sometimes, if we don't manage to follow through with the plan, if the plan was, oh, stitch every morning, and then life happens. I've got two little children, 3 and 6 years old. Life just happens. That doesn't mean that the day was wasted or that you won't be able to still fulfill your goal. Me, I try to always do, for almost a decade now, I've had the principle of a stitch a day keeps the doctor away. And I tend to keep that. I tend to keep that. I intend to keep that. So I zoomed in a little bit, hoping that it will be even clearer to see just kind of how I freestyle this. First of all, I started out with a backstitch technique, following contours, or I wasn't following anything. I didn't actually draw them out in advance. I just free-handed it. Thereafter, with the first left one here, you can see that I stitched the interior. You can't see that I did the interior first, but I'm telling you, I did the inside first, but always letting the stitch direction be diagonal from the inside of the petal and outwards in this way. In case you've taken any of my classes in the Petronella Art Academy, my embroidery art academy used to be Charles & Nell Academy, now it's Petronella Art Academy. One of the key things that I always talk about when it comes to thread painting, the direction of your stitches is what's going to break it or make it. Had I don't know, made the stitches completely like horizontal in this way, the leaf would have felt very flat, whereas using the direction that the petal is growing, imagining how the plant has been evolving and growing, it immediately brings more life. You can see that it was done with the same principle on these other greeneries here in the background too, on the one that is inside of this building. So, and there after the middle, I added the green around. So for this one, I thought to go a little bit wild and crazy. First of all, I used blue for the contours. It doesn't have to be realistic. This is art. We do it whatever way we like to. I did see, though, I have seen Monstera plants with this beautiful pink mixed in there. So that's where the idea for the pink came. So it wasn't entirely just, I suppose, out of the blue. I'm doing full loop stitches for two reasons. Mainly that this fabric is really quite thick, so it makes it easier. And when embroidering into a page that has already been attached, you can see also that I'm using my fingers to kind of stretch it out, so I'm not putting a hoop or anything. But it, rather than, I can flip over the page like this, obviously I can do that, and sometimes I do, but it just feels a little bit somehow easier, like I can get into easier flow if I do the full loop. All of this is a preference. I'm inviting you into the process to just see how I kind of adapt, especially when I stitch into my stitch journals. I adapt as I go along. Sometimes I'll be doing one stitch, just a single flat stitch. Other times I'll be looping it. For the architectural sceneries, most of the time I recommend to not loop to avoid pulling too tight and creating bubbles. But this is a really sturdy page, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, I guess after having done this for like a decade now, I do have the confidence that I'm able to sense how hard to pull the stitch just to avoid that loop. So you see, I'm just going up and down the middle of this petal. So I'm going to be placing all the pinks at the very center. Let's flip it. I'll attach it, making, oop, I was trying to be quick and instead it got blocked. Hey, that's okay. Let me do the other way instead. So typical. You try to just be really smooth and quick, and maybe because there are eyes watching, it didn't work out. So what green should I put outside, or should I just do it blue? No, I do think I want some green in there. Gosh, this is really messy, but it's fine. I do think I'll be finishing these greens on this page with this. Let me find the end. The end. All right, I don't find it at the moment, so I'll just create one to not let you hang. I do love to make these videos in real time for you to just really feel and sense how it is. I don't want them perfect. I don't want it all pre-cut and edited. I'm kind of done with that. I'm kind of tired of that. Maybe it's a reflection of the technological advancements. I don't know. I'm just craving human stuff. And this is hand embroidery, I think, is kind of as human as it gets. So I don't particularly like stitching from that direction. So I'm actually gonna reiterate and start from the other way. So now I'm filling out with a green around it. Oh, sorry, I did the same mistake again. So I wanted to come from a top. That's what I wanted. I wanted to come from a top so that I can do my loops this way. Oh, I keep getting stuck in this. I should close it. Oh, there we go. I'm not too bothered whether it's perfectly within the contour line or not. It's about feeling and trying to not redo and overdo, overthink. Did I do that good enough? Should I have done it differently? Yeah, it's about trusting the process, having fun. When we start questioning and it's just requiring so much energy to just figure out where to place the needle, I think there's part of the peace, part of the joy that kind of falls away a little bit, especially when we're working on projects such as the stitch journal. All right, so I'll keep going. I'll see if I make another video showing you more, having filled out more, or I don't know, as of right now. All I know is that do subscribe if you enjoy to see the raw and real, the process of how to incorporate modern hand embroidery into your daily creative practice. In case you missed it and you would love to learn more about these designs, do check out the architectural patterns I've got in my shop, over 100 of them through a decade's worth of work. All of these designs are present there, and also the workshop, how to make your own embroidered book and just start this slow stitch practice, incorporating it into your daily life. I'll be back really soon because I'm just having such a blast to bring you along as I work on my books. So I'll see you next time. Bye.